5 YouTubers that almost died on video. Number 1. Ben Breedlove. Ben began a mainstream relationship guidance channel, Our Advice For You, with his friends in 2010. Enamored with the YouTube space, he began 2 different channels, Breedlove TV and Total Randomness 512. At a young age, he built up a condition known as HCM, which triggers heart muscle. He transformed a video of 2 sections titled My Story About It, which got to be gigantic viral victories, more than 13 million perspectives complete. He died far from heart failure on Christmas Eve of 2011. He was 18. Kid Cudi, touched by Ben's death, devoted the 3rd collection to Ben. On December 18th, Breedlove recorded his last videos of which he discussed death, feeling content with the inescapable and his fight to defer the demise throughout the progression that he noticed that he can recount of his story. Breedlove went ahead to tip delayed affair, which is that he was hurried to a healing facility wearing a suit, joined by his most loved rapper, Kid Cudi. When they landed at the house, they saw ambulances and fire trucks. Breedlove had shown at least a bit of kindness to salt to the doctors when they were trying to resuscitate him. He made it to the doctor's facility, yet he kicked the bucket out. Despite the fact that the video is getting huge amounts of consideration, people are being touched and roused, and Ben is even known as a hero by Kid Cudi. Ben will be associated with the unbelievable effect on such a variety of people giving that he propelled. Ben will be associated with the unbelievable effect he had on such a variety of people that he's propelled. This is likewise an approach to show the amount that Ben is implied. Number 2. Ed World of Ed's Sword. A tumor is a curse on present-day society that influences a large portion of us at some time. Eddie Grout, who made his very own world, Ed's Sword, and imparted Ed's Sword to a huge audience, was one of these unfortunate ones. In 2002, matured only 14, Ed started dealing with Blaze Liveliness videos called Bendy, and was soon distributed on the imaginative group site, Newgrounds. Newgrounds has some expertise in uniting artists, specialists, performing artists, and scholars, keeping in mind that the end goal to showcase their work, and in addition to shape coordinates efforts with others, in spite the fact that the characters were not especially point by point. Ed's aptitude at liveliness was pleasantly supplemented by his, occasionally, amateurish, yet he was consistent and energetic for enthusiasm for script writing, generation, and altering. Around the same time Ed just matured, 18, he was determined to have lymphoblastic leukemia, and generally known as everything was especially intense type of leukemia. Ed was on a basic level but never questioned why he can beat the elements. The development of Ed's channel was preceded with the unbaited since Ed died on, and his numerous worshipping fans can be seen deploring on his troublesome demise of the greater part of his videos. His legacy, fun, and delight activity can be found in the quantity of bigger artists on YouTube and other online stages, who credit Ed in the Ed Sword movies for their unique motivation and enthusiasm for the moment. Nobody knows how effective Ed would have been. Whatever Ed is doing now, I seek it's quite swell after him. Number 3. Daniel Cry. A developing string on YouTube, hits most as of late have included We Dye Our Hair, identifying a visit to the Friends music video, Fairboys. At that point on a Wednesday, September, Mr. Cry messaged Daniel, commenting on how well things are going for him in Los Angeles. Daniel replied with him saying, "Are you cheerful?" After an hour, Daniel was received with a notification from an LA rescue vehicle inquiring to whether if they were the father of Daniel Cray. Shockingly, Daniel had been found in a basic condition in his room after a suicide invader in the house he imparted to his mates from South Carolina, Matt Watson and Ryan Maggie. He had experienced horrible mind harm and under closure cause. He was taken off life bolster 2 days after that. It may be simply one more LA story with the exception of Daniel's suicide that has played out at the psyches of a large number of youngsters overall means by YouTube. They are handling the loss of somebody they felt near, and the folks might not understand. They only encourage anybody with self-destructive miserings or deduction to get help. Number 4. Caleb Bradley. Caleb Logan Bradley was the eldest offspring to the Bradley family that was situated in Maryland. Father, a mom, and 3 children were vlogging, subsequent in 2011. After a day, on October 3rd, the last video in which Caleb shows up transferred on YouTube, clearly a tape day prior to his death. It earned more than 4 million views in the video, which is maybe more dull than expected. Caleb answers a fan and has gotten some information about what he should do for the future self. In the wake of delaying for 10 seconds, he jokes, "Is Taco Bell still around?" Caleb did not have any manifestations, so the specialist said there was nothing that they could have done any other way. The family had proposed hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. The official reason for the deaths must be affirmed by the state inspector in Baltimore. Caleb's demise comes at unfortunately a young age, and numerous fans responded by communicating by their sensitivities to the family and shared their own sadness of the death. On the web, people started to discuss the suspicious authority reason given by the police of a sudden restorative condition. They pulled in to see what the secret was to be comprehended. Number 5. Tala Joy, 18. Tala Joy, from Orlando, Florida, was battling 2 types of growth of normoblastima and leukemia, yet posed an infection with her energetic video overhauls, numerous which have seen about 1 million times. In 4 hours, more than 40,000 people have commented on the people and showed their responses and paid tributes. Tala Joy was so cherished by the fans at the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children in Orlando, where she died on needed to request that the well-wishers quit calling on her Facebook page. Her Facebook page urges supporters to sign a request for youth disease research. On her YouTube channel, TalaJoy18, Tala showed incredible expertise with master bronzer, eyeliner, and false eyelashes, and that was just the beginning. In spite of losing her hair to chemotherapy, the high schooler's profile demonstrates a photograph of Tala with makeup as my wig, beautifully composed on her head. Joy posted her Kept Going video on May 22nd, checking for 4 weeks straight in the doctor's facility. She talked about her late tension and her enthusiasm to get back ready with her instructional exercises and overalls.